here with part 46 of the Rust Never Sleeps build, the charity for the Cancer Society of a homemade steel roadster that'll be auctioned off when it's finished, which is getting darn close, which is exciting. Anyway, in the last video, which was a CNC video where I made these little header plates or flanges or whatever you call them out of steel, and I've got one on the block here. So what ended up happening with these things is I got these done when I was experimenting breaking bits, but I could not get a decent way. Yeah, I'll zoom in a bit here. So this pipe is aluminium tube. It's 3.5 ID, 5.5 OD, so it's a 1mm wool. So this is the stuff I'm using. It's scrap out of a gas heater, bit of gas tubing. But the upshot was I could not figure out a good way to attach tube to the plate. It was problematic. It annoyed me. So I'm going to scrap these, and today we are going to mill aluminium flanges. I'll show you the plans in the computer pretty soon. They're a little bit different. They don't have the holes where the ports are. They are designed with kind of like posts that have the same, these will slip over, so that I'll be able to put tube on them, and they will either press fit if it's close, or I'll use JB Weld or something like that. That way I can attach these and I can bend the tube with a little tube bender and go out or up, depending on whatever works best. So it's going to be another CNC video today. I was not going to do this, and I have said in the past that I don't want to make this a CNC based channel, but I thought because I'm going to make an exception for this build, because this video series is kind of like the story about how this build was made, and it's part of the process of the auctioning it off to earn monies for the Cancer Society. So I'm going to show it warts and all. So it'll be another video milling CNC. If this second attempt doesn't work, my ace in the hole is I will design headers with the plates attached in the 3D software, and I can export that as an STL file, and I've got friends with 3D printers and I'll be able to print them in plastic, or alternatively I will get it printed at Shapeways in either steel or aluminium. So but they are a wee bit pricey for printing in those materials through Shapeways, and when I think on it, if I did it in plastic, I could either coat it in the rusting solution, the rust paint, the iron paint with the reaction layer, or alternatively I can wrap it in a cloth. You know how they have that heat cloth in a lot of these things. So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be. Hopefully it pans out. Oh, I must give shouts out to my friend Marty. He gave me a set of these things here. These precision hex wrenches, or whatever you call them. They're quite nice, and I've been able to use them on these tiny little screws that they use. These 1.6 screws they use on the block here. So cheers for that, Marty. Coming in handy already. Good times, Marty. If you for those who don't know, he was the drone pilot for the video I did with the Fat Betty truck near the lake. So he gave me those while I was down there visiting. So that was pretty choice. Okay, let's get on with it. Righto, so we're back into the this easel software. If you can see there, that's pretty much what I'm planning to do. You can see, well, what I've got here is, this here represents the 5mm thick alloy sheet that I got. So what I'm doing is I'm going to mill out down to about 1.2, leaving those posts pretty much sticking out to insert the alloy tube into, and also mill the holes out and cut the flanges. So the process will be, the first drop will be using a 5mm tooth flute to hog out most of this. This one here is just a bit of a clean up on the internal, the two closest bits here with a 2mm tooth flute. In mill, the holes will be milled with a 1mm tooth flute, and then we'll cut the outside of the flanges in the last operation. So that's what I'm doing. Everything else from here on is probably going to be fast motion, otherwise it's just going to be another 20-minute epic. So let's get on with it, see how this turns out. Hopefully better than the last lot. Righto.
Sunday rain on my parade, washed away, washed me away, 'cause we've been running out of time, bleeding like a satellite, lost in outer space.
Okay, so I've finished the milling. Let's see if I can get this here. This is the old one that made of metal, and these, let's see if we can get you a good view of that. It's going to show up there. This is the aluminium one that I've milled out, so you can see that it's got the thin plate and it's got those kind of posts sticking out where the pipe goes, and there's also holes for the miniature bolts. The theory being, see if I can get that so you can see it properly. The theory being, if I take a bit of tube with the hole, that will go over the little post there. So without all this other crap on here, this is just to show you. So what I got to do now is clean this up, go out the shed, clean this up with the hand file. Some of this stuff is not perfect. It's a hobby grade machine and cheap parts and an inexperienced operator. So it's a bit rough around the edges. These little mounting posts, I'll call them, they're not exactly circular on the ends here. These ones are better because I did a clean-up operation on them, and I should have done it here as well, but I didn't because I didn't think I'd need it, but that's hindsight for you. So what we'll do next is clean these up, get out in the shed, get my other bits of this tube which is longer, and start cutting and bending the tube. Hopefully I've got enough to experiment with running some straight pipes out here to go underneath the steering linkage, and another set to go up and out like with a zoomy style, and I'll just choose one. Yeah, so this turned out okay. It's not perfect, but it's so small and fiddly, and I'm using a hobby grade machine and I'm inexperienced. Anything that I get wrong it seems to be amplified because it's so tiny. But here is that's the sheet, the aluminium 5mm thick sheet, and that's where it's cut out. You can see here, these were earlier experiments I did. This is the one that I ran at 1200mm a minute, and these get progressively worse, and what I was doing there was actually slowing down the feed rate. So I think this one here that has just got awful mess around it, that's 300mm a minute. So the idea that you got to mill aluminium hard and fast, even though it seemed counterintuitive, it's absolutely correct. It's a soft gummy material. I did these when I was doing an aluminium nameplate for my friend's R-Series Matt truck that I milled out for his birthday, and I wanted to do some tests on the aluminium before I ran that because I had a limited amount of aluminium. I think they were done in 3mm sheet. Anyway, so it's okay. I'll keep on playing around with that later. I need to upgrade my CNC machine. I've got a bunch of parts on the floor. I didn't want to pull the machine down and upgrade it until I'd ran these parts for this build, because I don't know how long it's going to be in parts for, and I knew I wanted to try using the CNC machine to build these. So I think this video is probably long enough. I don't want to do another 20-minute saga, so I'll leave it there. In the next video we'll be back out in the workshop, and we'll be attempting to make some little pipes with this kind of aluminium tubing and mount it to these little header plates with JB weld most likely, and we'll see how that goes. And if that doesn't really pan out, and I'm pretty sure it'll work, it should be okay, but if it doesn't pan out for some reason, like I said, I'm going to probably just model them in 3D and get them 3D printed, I think. Anyway, that's enough for that. And cheers for watching, guys. These headers are a bit slow, but they're tricky things to figure out. Well, at least they are for me. And but once these headers are on, I think, other than a little bit of detailing, this rig is finished, and it is just a couple of poser videos to drum up interest and that sort of thing, and then it's going to be auctioned off, so it'll be done. That'll be exciting times. It'll be very interesting to see what it goes for. Okay, guys. Anyway, cheers for watching and following the series, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.